Mr. This is certainly a very detailed and technical bill, and I think there's a cross consensus that it will be supported, and it needs to be, disability services needs to be kind of reformed, and I think the question is, will it improve disability services for those that are in disability services and their family and all the workers that provide this very important services. The question mark is, does this service, does it make it better because it's reported to two ministers, from my understanding, in relation to where it's gone from Department of Justice to the Minister for Health and the Minister for Children. So that's my understanding. And correct me if I'm wrong later on, if I'm wrong on that. And as I said, this is about improving services in relation to disability, in relation to intervention and resources. And I mean, last year, Minister, you would be aware that a community-based service, St. John of God's, was in serious difficulty. It was so much in difficulty that there was talks of liquidation of the service. And John of God's, I used to work for John of God's a long time ago, and it's a great service. It provides a community-based service and a day service and so forth. It's a brilliant, really, really good service. And I know my former kind of workmates were very, very concerned and still concerned in relation to the future of John of God's, because there was an enormous deficit, up to about 35 million. Now, you can't run a service if it's constantly having, to think about deficits. So you just can't have that, because you can't run a service when you're basically talking about liquidation and you're talking about, well, we can't run it because we just can't fund a service. So I think that has to be addressed in a very, very serious way. And when we talk about public health in relation to community-based services, I do have an issue with that. Why it's NGO'd out. I don't really understand that. Even though St. John of God's, stewards, all them services provide an amazing service, but they shouldn't have a situation where they're kind of in a situation where kind of funding is a serious issue. And community-based disability service, Minister, has a very, very checkered history in this country, very, very checkered, and people were institutionalised and they're marginalised and stigmatised. Now, gladly, we have moved on in this country. Gladly, we've moved on. It's not perfect by any means, but I think services have got better, and people have gone from that kind of institutionalised setting to a more community-based setting and have rights. Because for a long time, people with disability were, as I said, marginalised, and that they faced, poverty, they faced kind of deprivation, they faced unemployment. And they were kind of completely marginalised. Now that has improved, but it's not perfect by any means. And hopefully, with this new kind of formalisation of this, that things improve for everybody, not only for those that are living with a disability, but their family and the workers that provide a really, really, really good service. Because at the heart of disabilities is somebody shouldn't be handicapped by that kind of term, but they should have fulfilled their life like anybody else, and that's what this holistic approach is in relation to anybody could be in this situation, but we want to improve those that have a disability in relation to all them things that sometimes we just take for granted. So look, I wish you the best in relation to kind of this new kind of arrangement, and that hopefully at the heart of it, it's not, as I said, it's not perfect by any means. I can go on about assessment of needs, the horror stories around that, where people have to approach TDs, and I said this to you before, if families and parents are approaching TDs, then there's something wrong. There's something really wrong, because they're the last people that you should be talking to. So look, I wish you the best. Thank you.